gonna take a shit in your ass. He's 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 gonna take a shit in your ass. He is going to take a shit in your ass. He is gonna take a shit in your ass. He is gonna take a shit in your ass. He is going to take shit in your ass. See, video games are cool. You have Sega ones and Nintendo ones, but generally speaking, the Sega ones are always shit. See, I like Nintendo more because they didn't make the Saturn or the PlayStation, but they made the N64, and that's cool because it had Star Wars on it, and you could also play Temple Run, and that's a good game. I really like that one. The N64 was once known as the Ultra 64, but before that it was known as the Games to Go Relish, which reminds me of Relish, which I really like to eat off of my hands. The VR32 was also its codename at one point, but I personally prefer the ready-to-go Relish, because I really like eating relish. Anyway, I'm just looking for this Nintendo magazine to hype myself up for finally getting to play the Virtual Boy on the grass, because I've spent most of my life just playing the Virtual Boy at home, which is a real shame, because after all, it's a portable console. I mean, look at it. Of course it's portable. It's red, it's big, and it has legs, which everything portable does. I really like how it looks. It looks so cool. I don't understand why people didn't buy this thing. Look at it. It reminds me of goggles that you swim with. Shit, fuck. Shit, poop, ass, fuck. Shit, ass. Shitty fuck. Alright, give me the tape. Almost. There we go. Fuck yeah. No, it's really uncomfortable, which is what I like. See, most people would play it like this, but see, I don't think it's bad enough doing it that way. That's what I like about the Virtual Boy. It's basically really stupid looking. Here's an even stupider version I made. The controller, however, is really cool because it has a key on the back that you can take off and you can plug other things on it. I really like it when I do that because then I get to move the controller. Anyway, so yeah, the Virtual Boy, it's a really good console. I really like it because it's Nintendo. See, when I'm sitting here looking at the Virtual Boy, I'm thinking, wow, the screen quality is absolutely amazing. I can even see the pixels and see the text. So let me just show you what I mean. This is Mario Bros. Tennis, which is actually a tennis game, if you could believe that. And a really good one as well, because it's in red, and I really like the colour red, because it's the colour of the Virtual Boy. So anyway, I'm just going to play some Mario Tennis. As you can see, it's tennis with Mario characters, which instantly makes it much better, because Mario is really cool, and I think he's hot. As hot as the man who made Tetris. So yeah, Mario's really cool. I like the way that he looks really pissed off here, because that's quite funny, because it makes Mario more human, makes him more understandable. So yeah, this was the first game I played on Virtual Boy, and it cemented my love for it almost immediately, because it's really cool. I like Nintendo stuff, and this is probably my favourite system, because it's a Nintendo one, and it has the colour red, which is my favourite colour. It reminds me of blood, and the inside of my asshole, and virtual reality. Anyway, let's move on to another game. This is Galactic Space Cadet Pinball, the Virtual Boy port, which is definitely much better than the Windows XP port, because this one has buttons, and Windows computers don't have buttons on them. So I really like hitting the buttons really hard, because it makes the pinball go harder as well. So look at that, 20,000 points. Fuck yeah, I'm so good at pinball, especially this one, because it's in space, and play it with your hands. Next up is Rock'em Sock'em Sock Man, which it's kind of like Punch-Out, except it's more like Soul Calibur, because you have hands that you move to fight. It's actually surprisingly kind of good, which is a bit of a shame, because I would have rather been pressing these buttons here, because they feel pretty damn nice actually. So yeah, not a bad game though, I would recommend. Next up is Star Fox 2. Now I really like Star Fox because it's about a star who goes and becomes a fox, and I think that was really good in the first game, and I'm glad they brought that concept back in the sequel. I really like the graphics as well, because there's lots of lines, and without lines, we probably wouldn't be alive, so we have to give credit to lines for that one. They really helped us out here, and I'm glad to see someone making a game that addresses the importance of lines, especially when they're in the colour red. I think red is the best colour for lines, personally. So yeah, this game's very fun, it's very easy to control and to navigate. And look, it looks like I'm flying around in a big red warehouse, which sounds like a pretty fun time. If I could do that in real life, I absolutely would, but sadly, I can only do it on the virtual reality man. So this is Wario Land, which is a port of the Game Boy Advance game, WarioWare, because it has Wario in it. And it's not very good actually, mainly because it has Wario in it and not Mario. And Wario isn't Nintendo's mascot, so I don't really see the appeal myself. So you move around and you jump and you collect things. I'm just not going to play it. Next up is Kirby's Puyo Puyo Tetris Columns Adventure, which is I'm really bad at it because it's a puzzle game and it involves colours and shapes, and I'm both colourblind and a shapeophobe. So generally this game just makes me very angry, and also because, what man, why is this on a Virtual Boy? It should have been on a Game Boy, where it would have looked really, really good. And it would have been green, which is the colour of Kirby, so you know, it would have been more appropriate to have there. See, underneath here is the Game Boy adapter, which lets you connect a Virtual Boy to another Game Boy, like this. And I have one of those, but I'm not going to show it off to you because this video would take too long, and I have a very busy schedule, and mostly because I really, really want to play Mario Clash. Mario Clash is kind of just like arcade Mario Brothers, except there's a door at the start, and it's also in a sort of semi-pseudo 3D plane. It's pretty good because it has Mario in it, and it also has 100 levels, which makes me very happy because I like the number 100. I think it's a very satisfying number. You can throw things in this game as well, which is really cool. I didn't know Mario possessed the ability to throw, so I'm really glad they added that to his character roster. So yeah, a really fun game. I really like its use of the A and B button, and also its use of the colour red. I think it looks like it's a really nice depth for these sewers that Mario's in. I'd highly recommend this. Probably my favourite game on Virtual Boy, because look how many lines there are here. Holy fucking shit, that's some nice lineage, bro. God damn. See, even Mario agrees. Mario's my friend, because I grew up playing Nintendo. And I also grew up playing this, but I'm only really playing it now, because anyway, here's Stereo Sound. He was my favourite character in the official Nintendo Extended Universe comics. He was mostly famous for having his bowling alley called Funky Bowl Lane, and this is the game where you get to play as the bowling ball, which is quite a role reversal. Very interesting game, but not as interesting as Foul. Why is it called Foul? Well, because it's a sports game, and sports games are shit, because they're shit, and they're not Nintendo games. Although I gotta say, I do like the way that it has different camera angles. That's pretty nice, and I like the word strike. I think it's quite a satisfying word. So this, for what it is, isn't too bad. I'd give this a solid 84%, and it reminds me a lot of Ants. So anyway, next up is Galaga 2006, which is a remake of Galaga 98. It's pretty good. You can move your ship, and you can also move it downwards, which is really amazing. I've never seen any game with the ability to move downwards. It's very practical for dodging metal bars that are in your way, and so yeah, this is a pretty fun game. You can shoot things, and you move around in space, which I always really like. You can shoot them up, so yeah, I would recommend this one as well. This is ALF, which is a port of ALF on the Nintendo Entertainment System, and this is really good because I really like the use of red again. It's my favourite colour, and the Virtual Boy is my favourite console because it's the best Nintendo console. And this is just a golf game on it. I think it looks really good, and I like playing golf in real life, which means that I have no fucking idea how to play video game golf, because it's really probably a lot fucking harder than playing actual golf, but I enjoy the challenge. And if a game's not challenging, then it's probably really poopy, and really bad and shit, and crappy and fucked. And I think this isn't like that. I think this is a good game, because it's golf. And golf is pretty based. My dad used to take me golf, and I'd bring my Game Boy, my virtual Game Boy. So I have good memories of playing golf. I wish there was a little more platforming. I feel like it would have benefited from that. But you know, for a golf game, pretty good. So next up we have 3D Tetris. It's Tetris in 3D, which I really like, because I like 3D things, because they're like real life things, because real life is in 3D. And it's kind of like playing Tetris in real life, which is really fun. I did that one time when I took a bunch of boxes that I'd bought from Amazon, empty cardboard boxes, and I started stacking them up, and it reminded me a lot of Tetris, which was really fun, because Tetris was on a Game Boy, and the port of it that it had on paper was also really good, so I'm glad it got ported to the Virtual Boy as well. I feel like it deserved it. Anyway, last game, Water World. Now let's just sit and take this in here, okay? I love Water World. I love Water World. It's my favourite film on my favourite console. It's fucking amazing. I was so lucky, man. Ocean presents Water World. Wow, that's very lucky that it's very lucky that Ocean got the license to make the game of the Water World film, because there's water in the ocean, and that's really quite funny. So yeah, you just go around and you watch scenes from a film, but most of the time you just play Water World on the Virtual Boy. It reminds me a lot of Water World on Atari, which is pretty good. All in all, pretty fun game. I love water, and I love the Virtual Boy, and I love the Virtual Boy game Water World based on my favourite film, Water World. So it's a match made in heaven, a really must-have game for me. Probably the second best on the console, honestly. And the only movie licensed game, which makes it even cooler. God, I really want to go see Water World again. No, I'm gonna go watch that later tonight, I think. So, I really wish the water was black in real life. Anyway, that's it. I don't really know what else I can say. That's pretty much most of the Virtual Boy games that I own. And in fact, it is all the Virtual Boy games I own. That's right. This is the entire Virtual Boy collection that I own physically for this machine called the Virtual Boy, with the exception of Drax Brothers, which I've heard is quite good. So realistically, most of these games are pretty bad, but see, the thing is, it's not on a TV screen, it's on a Virtual Boy, and Virtual Boy was by Nintendo. TVs weren't by Nintendo, so how can I like them possibly? No, the Virtual Boy, the games on it are amazing once you play them, and I'm really glad I did play this, because I'm a big Nintendo fan. So I'm really glad they decided to do this, and see, the thing is, they couldn't have made these games on any other device. It just wouldn't have been the same, you know? And that's the really shitty thing. Shit.
It does look like shit.